So this is a video on how to make paneer. We're going to start with a freshly squeezed lemon juice of 1 lemon. Okay, there you have your lemon juice of 1 lemon. I'm going to keep this close to my pot. Okay, and then in a saucepan I'm boiling 2 liters of fresh cream, fresh milk. It has to be full cream fresh milk, okay? Because you want the fattiest milk to make a nice cheese. So I'm bringing it to a boil. It does take a while, so don't jump the gun. Wait until it boils properly, and then you're going to add your lemon juice. I will show you what it looks like just as it comes to a boil, so you know. So while that is happening, I'm just going to chop up some garlic and dhania and chilies that I'm going to spice the paneer with instead of just having a plain paneer. This gives it so much more flavor. And I will show you how we're going to mix it into the paneer. Garlic is very tasty in the paneer. I'm also chopping up some nice red chilies from my garden. So while that is happening, in a bowl I'm laying out my sieve and the mutton cloth for the cheese. So this is what it looks like. Okay, because when it comes off the stove it's quite hot and you want to do it quite quickly. Also chopping up some fresh dhania to add into the paneer. Chop it as fine as you can so that it can blend nicely into the paneer. Okay, back on this side you can see that the milk is starting to boil. I'm just quickly getting a spoon so that I can mix the milk up a little bit so you can see the bubbles and the steam. So just as the milk starts to rise as it's boiling, that is when you add a few drops of your lemon juice. You're not going to throw all in at once. You're going to throw a few drops until it starts to curdle. Just keeping my lemon juice close at hand. Okay, it's coming to a nice boil. I was just clearing up some place where I'm going to place the cheese. I know you think it's boiling right now, but it's still not exactly the consistency you wanted. So as soon as the milk starts to rise as it boils, that's when you throw in the lemon juice. I'm just going to move the other pot the other side in case I need to move the milk off the hot stove. Oops. Okay, sorry about that. I broke my glass by misplacing it. I had to go quickly squeeze some more lemon juice. Okay, can you see the boil coming up? Alright, you're on the sides. Can you see this? Alright. At this point, this is now when you throw in your lemon juice. Just a few drops at a time. Okay, can you see this? It's already starting to curdle. I'm just going to move it off the stove a little bit. Because it's boiling too much and it's coming up too quickly. Okay, can you see that? This lovely fresh paneer. I'm just going to add a little bit more. I'm saying, can you see that? Okay, there, can you see that? That's better. Okay, so what I do is I continue to stir it until you can see the water separating. Can you see that? Okay, that means your paneer is now ready. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into the, I'm going to add all my greens that I've been cutting up right into there. Okay, like so. And then I'm going to give it a mix through. The reason that it's best to do it here is because when you put it into the cheesecloth, you'll see that it's difficult to mix. Okay, so this is what it looks like. All separated. And now I'm going to strain it. Okay, here we go, strain. Oops, that's a bit hot. Okay, you want to work pretty fast with this because you want to set your cheese. But before I do anything else, you will remember that we didn't put any salt into our cheese, so I'm going to add that now. So you can flavor your cheese however you want to. I just put salt because I've added quite a bit of greens to it, and I'm going to give that a stir through, like so. Whoops, get back in there. There you go. Whoops, come on. All right, give it a nice stir through as fast as I can, which is very slow right now. All right, there you go. Okay, then I'm going to take up my cheesecloth and I'm going to squeeze it. So now this can be very hot, okay? So I'm just going to use another cloth to help me squeeze that out. Okay, can you see what I'm doing? Okay, and then you're going to turn this and squeeze it as much as you can. Get out as much liquid as you can. There you go, like that. Okay, and now I'm going to take this cheesecloth. So here's the cheesecloth. I'm now placing it under something heavy, which for me is my marble chopping board. Oh, that's very heavy actually. Okay, I'm going to leave it under there for quite a while, so like maybe 15 minutes. And just to add to it, I'm going to add some other heavy stuff on it to get a nice even cheese. What else can I put on there? Okay, so what this does is it shapes the cheese for you, but it's also going to take out all the rest of that water that was in there. Okay, you can see how all the water is coming out of the cheese. Okay, just leave it there still for a full 15 minutes. Okay, back here while you're waiting for your 15 minutes. Actually, you can leave it for longer than 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be 15 minutes. But while you're doing that, I'm just going to make the gravy for the paneer. Okay, just going to chop up some onions. I'm now going to fry these onions in some oil. And remember our tomato, so our liquidized tomatoes that we had, what I've added here is garlic. Okay, remember for the mug dal we said ginger and garlic. For paneer or for just even a plain tomato chutney, it's garlic. Okay, so we're back here. Here's my onions frying nicely in the oil. Okay, well this is getting nice and brown. When they start looking like translucent, I'm going to add some mustard seeds. Okay. Okay, you'll know it's ready to add your next spices in once the mustard seed starts to sputter. Okay, that's looking good. You can see the onions are browning nicely. And you can hear the mustard seeds starting to sputter. Okay, so to this I'm going to add some garam. Half a teaspoon to a teaspoon. And then I'm going to add masala. Again, depending on how hot you want it. Make sure that your masala cooks nicely. And then I'm going to add the tomato. There you go. Just turn your heat down a little bit. And some salt, a teaspoon of salt, let that simmer while you check on your cheese. So sometimes you need to adjust the board. You can see it's slightly lower on the side, so I don't want the cheese to be smaller on one side, so I'm just going to turn that. I'm just going to move the board a little bit. Oops. Like so. Maybe make it a bit heavier on that side, like that. Okay, there you go. Okay, let me just try to show you what it looks like underneath. I don't know if you can see that. It's what it looks like underneath. Okay, good job. Okay, so say hi to Ma. Wave, wave. Okay, so this is what the curry looks like now. We're just going to leave it to simmer a little bit. And I like a nice smooth chutney, so what I do is I just kind of smash it down as it's cooking. But if you liquidize your tomatoes properly, you don't even need to do this. Okay, so it's been cooking for like 5 minutes. That's what it looks like. Okay, and you can see how the oil has risen to the top. That means it's basically cooked. So what I'm going to do now is I'm adding 250 ml of fresh cream. Like so. It's all in there. Come on. There you go. All right. And then I'm going to mix that through nicely. Okay, I'm just going to allow it to simmer for another maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Just clean my pot a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to allow it to simmer for another 5 to 10 minutes. And then I'm going to add the paneer. Okay, so after about 20 minutes, I'm going to show you what the paneer looks like. I just want to lift this very heavy board. And this is what your paneer should look like in its mutton cloth. Okay, I'm now going to open it up. And I'm just going to turn it out onto the board. There you go. That's what it looks like. Okay, now we're going to cut the paneer into blocks. Okay. You can also make your paneer plain without adding all of these greens. That's fine too. Right, so this is what it looks like. Nice and soft. You can see all the garlic and chilies and dhania. Okay, let's just have a taste. That's very good, if I say so myself. I'm now going to add it to the bagara that we made. What are you complaining about, madam? Okay, hope you enjoyed all my cooking. Enjoy. Remember that Mama loves you.